welcome to the final episode for season 2 of the Island Woman podcast. We will be back in November for season 3, so don't worry. But we have learned a lot this season, from the nutritional value of Caribbean breadfruit to the importance of structuring our businesses, even if they start off as side hustles, to the reasons we can still have hope in the midst of uncertainty. We also talked about the success penalty, a phenomenon many of you messaged me to say you had experienced in work and business. Today, as we close out season 2, I'm going to be sharing 5 of my favorite moments from this season. But before I get to that, let me share the plan for season 3 because I need your help. You see, I keep coming back to that statistic from the Inter-American Development Bank that I shared in season 1. That between 2000 and 2010, the growth in women's income in Latin America and the Caribbean contributed to a 30% reduction in poverty. That's powerful. And I keep thinking, what more could happen if more women have higher incomes, if more women create successful businesses that will provide other women with incomes? And even further, what would have to be in place for women to do these things while remaining healthy and feeling a sense of well-being? So in season 3, I want to talk to Island Woman founders, business owners, industry experts, and thought leaders from across the Caribbean to learn how these women are leading change in our societies. So if you know a woman who fits the bill, or if you are that woman, I want to hear from you. Email me at dianensquires@dianensquires.com with a bio or links to more information about the woman in question. All right, let's get started with my 5 favorite moments from this season. The first one is from a conversation I had with Barbadian nutritionist Carla Ramsay about the power of breadfruit.
Well, outside of it being accessible, it is fresh. We're not importing it. We don't have to rely on it coming from way over. So you generally get it at its ripest stage and nutrient dense. If you go per peg, let's say I cut my breadfruit in 4 and I cut 1/4 in 3, roughly about 100 grams, you are going to get 4 to 5 grams of fiber, which is considered high fiber. So if you're dealing with NCD, where like you need to lower your cholesterol, or you're managing blood sugar, is what we call a resistant starch. So it's good for managing those conditions. 2, it is easy to prepare. I usually say to my clients, steam it. It's easy to store. If you steam it out of water and then let it cool and you freeze it, you can have it for multiple uses way down. It's also high in potassium. It's also a good source of calcium. So you're getting a nutrient-dense food that you can trust. There's no label to read. You can trust.
You know, sometimes listening to the news with all the uncertainty and doom and gloom can leave us distracted, indifferent, or just stressed out. So in episode 4, I wanted to bring a sense of hope to the party to remind us of what's good. Sharing has been a big part of community living in the Caribbean. As Caribbean people, I mean, how often do people turn up at our doors or send someone our way with a bag of mangoes or a breadfruit or some other kind of produce from their backyard or from a relative's backyard? It may be less these days, but it still happens. If we have abundance of something, we give the excess to family and friends, and then we have the option to offer it for sale. But what could that look like if we did it on a larger scale? Maybe community gardens or community markets where the excess can be obtained either cheaply or for free by those people who really need it. Find opportunities to share. And if you have an entrepreneurial spirit, find ways to develop sharing mechanisms at scale. So whether it's food, skills, transport, energy sources, let's take our traditional sharing mentality and expand it for good. In this third clip, Shauna Marshall, who's an MSME development strategist and the founder of SMB Consulting, reminds us Island Woman solopreneurs about one of the most important things required to scale our businesses.
What is the direction you're looking to take your business in? So we're busy, but not necessarily strategic. Sometimes you just have to slow down and get back to the basics to ask, what is my business model? Who exactly am I serving? What makes me different? What systems will help me grow without burning out? And that's the kind of strategic clarity that I like to help MSM develop. So get clear on your direction, your roadmap. And it's very basic. We like to get very fancy, all these extraordinary things that we like to talk about and putting into businesses and so on. But we can
Yeah.
still do basics.
My guest on episode 9, Mialisa Garnes, the founder of the Wellness Growth Agency, gave a surprising answer when I asked her what threats to Caribbean women's health and wellness alarm her the most.
Yeah. Ooh. We settle.
Tell me more.
We settle. We settle when it comes to relationships. We settle when it comes to career. And we settle when it comes to just mental. I feel like we just have to take it, and we just have to, like, well, this is the life I have, so that's it. And I feel like we kind of feel pushed down, which is really sad. I guess that's why my face looks like this, because like I talk to so many women who want to do something else and they just feel like they can't because okay, my children big now, and yeah, I got a job here and I've been working here for a certain amount of years, and it'll be kind of silly for me to like quit now just to pursue this. And I feel like that's the biggest thing when I speak to women. Yeah. Like, we have dreams and things that we want to do, but we just put ourselves last continually,
and that takes it back to how you treat yourself, your
yes.
body,
yes,
all the physical attributes about you that need to be taken care of, all
yes.
the mental attributes about you that have to be taken care of.
Yes. And maybe there's also the guilt that comes with us thinking that we can't sit down and relax. And life is too short. We don't know when our time is up. The old people say you don't got time put down. You don't got tomorrow put down, right? So you really just let's start living.
And because health is wealth, and I'm wishing more of it for all of us as island women, I want to end with this clip. It's from episode 3, again with nutritionist Carla Ramsay, as we discussed how Caribbean women can get more active, even when we don't think we have the time. What's happening?
Truthfully, don't plan to be inactive, but life. And most of them are caregivers for their family. Remember, when you're young, you have your kids, and you're poor. You're all and everything to make sure that they're okay, your husband is okay, or your partner is okay. So then their time is not theirs. Although we like them to reclaim it, their time at that point. And then as we get older, we kind of fall into the habit of saying the statement, I don't have the time. And then as we get older, yes, we still have family commitments, but we now have the added addition of caring for an elderly parent, which adds a new dimension into not having time. So the usually number one thing is saying, I do not have time, but we can find it.
And how can we find it? Because we want to talk. Now, everybody's not going to be able to go and spend 45 minutes in the gym. I think that's why people feel like, I can't do it.
That's usually the reason. If they can't see 45 minutes or an hour, they don't see the rationale of doing it. But a 15-minute session, make your day as active as possible. Like, I'll give you some tips of things I do. One, I move from my desk a lot. My watch tingles on my hand, so I try not to sit for an hour or more. I move. I go to the bathroom that is the furthest part of my office. The photocopy machine is upstairs, so I walk up the stairs to get. If I need to go, I work in proximity of things that, yes, I can drive, but I also walk there. I try to make my day as active as possible. Outside of that, you can map out the time. If you're a gym girly or a gym person, map out the time to go. It doesn't have to be every day, but you can choose your days that your schedules are less ticklish, that we can go. Make it non-negotiable with yourself. This is your time.
All right, that's it for this episode. Before I go, I want to say a huge thank you to all of you for the comments, the feedback, for subscribing to the YouTube channel, for listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other platforms. I'm really grateful for the encouragement to continue sharing the Island Woman podcast. Special thanks also to Wise Rosetta and the ICN Podcast Network for giving us a broader audience by adding us to their network. and to Inspo, the social network for thought leadership, for the continued brand collaboration that we'll be doing. Look out for season 3 coming in November. Until then, if you've made it to the end of this episode with me, thank you so much for taking the time. And if you liked it, share it with a friend, leave a comment, or both. If you watched this on YouTube, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Remember, click the bell icon to get notified every time a new episode goes live. This has been episode 12, season 2 of the Island Woman podcast. I'm your island woman, Diane Squires, aka Deanne. Until next time, peace.